All right, welcome to the second game of the evening. Up this time is JustAxe. Pioneers against Aliens. JustAxe is an exciting 2D platformer with puzzles, interactive environments, and unusual settings. Solve riddles, combine your moves, and set out to save your hometown and possibly all of humanity. And don't forget to take your axe with you. Like, I they really like the axe.
I mean, it is
Anyway,
made of gold.
I'm like, I'm
They
guessing.
want you to ask why, but they don't really have a good answer.
All right, before this becomes filled with axe puns, we're going to go to Petty for the details.
So yeah, the game is I guess, action platformer? Combat platformer, however you want to frame this.
That works well enough.
You go to the right. You whack things with your axe. You try not to die. You can sometimes use your axe to interact with the environment. You can chop trees down. There are certain walls, like certain patterns of wall, you can swing the axe into to like grab onto. Obviously it's used for combat. And yeah, overall the game it's okay. There are definitely some problems with it, like it's hard to tell what's background and what's foreground that you can stand on. There's no real type of indication on what's cuttable and what's not. Like sometimes you can cut some of the scenery piece, like the bushes in the scenery, but it doesn't really let me know, like the tree I just cut down a little bit ago, I'd have no way of knowing I was supposed to cut that down. And then there is also the issue that the enemies are really tanky. Like, in a game like this, I would expect like maybe 1 or 2 swings on a basic enemy, but they take like 4 to 5. It's really weird. And like, you don't really have super armor or whatever when you're like going for a swing, and your swing is kind of slow. At least as far as like this game's style is. So it's definitely one of those, you can get juggled by enemies and there's not much you can do about it other than
Oh,
hit
that's not a good
tactics.
sign.
What? The
If
giant
you can
bee?
get juggled.
Oh yeah, no, it's a pain in the ass. But yeah, the giant bee is a bro. I think I vaguely remember you going to try and save your sister who got kidnapped by monsters that took over the world?
Exactly the thing to be solved by a girl with a small axe.
Yeah.
Well, what else was she going to do? Chop firewood?
I mean, she could have.
Anyway.
Oh, and apparently now you can get abilities. This is the first ability I've gotten, but apparently now you can use a whip.
Not just an axe, but also string.
I mean, basically. So I am now a Belmont. Oh, the whip doesn't seem to do damage, but you can interact with things, which that's kind of cool. And here's the wall cling. If you time your swing right, you can climb up it, which, you know, as one would expect to be able to do in something like this. And like the axe, if you're running with the analog stick, if you're playing this with controller, if you have a slight tilt to the stick, it actually can adjust the angle of your swing. I've yet to see an actual purpose for this, like gameplay wise, but it's kind of an interesting touch. Music is fine. Art's fine. You know, I don't hate this art style. And yeah, gameplay is okay. It could use with some less tanky enemies. And I don't know if a faster axe might be an upgrade type thing or what, because the way the axe works right now is kind of a pain in the ass. And that's another, I don't know if it's a bug or an issue with wall climbing. If it thinks you're high enough to jump to the other ledge, it will push you off farther to like try and help you cross the gap. But there's a weird overlap where it's actually impossible to make the gap from where it thinks you can. So you just kind of fall. So that's kind of a pain in the ass, and also just sometimes the axe doesn't trigger, which, thanks. Love that.
Kind of reminds me of Indivisible.
Yeah, I can see that comparison. I played a little bit of Invisible. That was more painful than it should have been. Motherfucker! Alrighty. Well, I try and get back up here. Do you guys have any questions or comments or concerns?
Nope.
Not really.
Yeah, the story is overall nothing. Like, go save your sister. Like, okay. You know. Wouldn't be the first time I've, had a go save a family member plot in a game. Won't be the last.
Especially a platformer.
Mm-hmm. You do have lives. If you can see my health bar on screen, you can, you get a certain amount of lives. You can get more by collecting the large heart containers. I don't know what happens when you run out of lives, because they're just so generous with them. So, I don't even know if you can run out of lives, Oh, and here's the use for the whip. I can swing gaps. Oh, God. There we go. Yeah, I'm basically a Belmont. I'm guessing there are other abilities. I just didn't get that far because honestly I didn't even.
How much gameplay was it before you got your first significant upgrade?
This is my first one, and I'm on the third level, third or fourth.
Okay.
The first level is ungodly long, and I don't know why. And you can also, I guess,
stuff. I guess
maybe, but there was a whole lot of nothing going on, if that makes sense. I don't know if it's just reinforce actions type thing or what.
Yeah, I agree with Mr. Sargent. The platforming looks like it could be a lot more precise.
Yeah, it's very stiff.
The kind of mechanics they are offering you to use with it, it could be, it looks kind of stiff. It could be a lot nicer.
But yeah, I forget what the these little collectibles are for. If they have any purpose, I don't know if it's get 100, get an extra life. Because I don't look like I'm retaining them, between levels, so I don't know if they're, for a shop type thing, or what's up with that. Also, apparently I have a Fox button now, so... I think the Fox, there was, a thing where I could use it to pick up items, which... That's cool. Fuck. There is no fall damage.
That's good, because with mechanics like this, you're going to be falling even if it wasn't hard platforming.
Yeah. And yeah, honestly, if I had a little bit better control, this platforming wouldn't be so bad. It's fairly simple platforming, but because of how stiff the control is, that's what makes this even slightly difficult. You know? Yeah, here's one of the tankier enemies. 1, 2. I ain't gonna kill him. I put like 3 or 4 hits on him. At least 2 of them he turned red for. And, oh, well that's fun. 2. I don't know if damage lingers, like when I die, if the thing stays damaged. So but like, yeah, he has like kind of like super armor when he tries to attack. So yeah, they could be a little less tanky. Like, I get they're like an alien race that took over the planet or whatever, but you know, maybe make this a little more fun for me. So what are we looking at price-wise, Adam?
Let's see. $10.99. Bit of an odd price point.
Yeah.
$11.
Yeah. I mean, it really depends what the final level count turns out to be. If it's just like 4 levels or whatever, and I'm like near the end, probably not. If I'm just still very much near the beginning, then I guess this could be worth a look on sale. Or if like the devs come back and do some, tweaking.
Mm-hmm.
Because this could be a pretty fun game. It's just the clunkiness is what holds it back.
Yeah, it looks like it could be quite good, but it's a little bit janky.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I guess that's kind of where I stand on this one.
Okay.
Any other questions, comments, or concerns, or?
Nope.
Oh yeah, and apparently you can go back to your house if you want to. Apparently you can use it as your level select, which it looks like, at least in this area, there are 8 levels. I don't know if that's 8 to a boss or 8 to the end of the game. If it's 8 to a boss, that's fine. If that's the end of the game up there, then probably not really a $10 game. But yeah,
Well, let's do some research.
Yeah, live research.
Okay, the Steam achievements are all collecting stuff rather than...
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time that's a hint.
Yeah. Complete at level 80. I'm sorry, what? Something like that. But yeah, I guess that's it. Like, I jumped to the second level real quick to kind of just show the varying level design. It has some interesting level design, like at least aesthetically, but it's just held back by some of the jankiness of the platforming,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I get
It's a big deal when the platforming is like the main thing.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's it from me. for realsies.
All right, then. So, yeah, that'll about do it for JustAxe here. Be sure to tune in after the break as the Galax reviews Dark Envoy Director's Cut.